Good morning, what's going on? This your boy KCFL King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. I'm on my way to work. Y'all already know the script. Y'all know when I come through. Y'all know I got some things I got to talk about when it's concerning this wrestling stuff. Right now, as we are on the road to Summer Joke, that's what I call it. It's called Summer Joke. The only thing that's possibly carrying Summer Joke, unfortunately, I hate to say it, is the bloodline. Kudos to Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, and Paul Heyman on getting SmackDown. You know what? I thought it was 3. They said it is a little bit just over 3 million. Man, that is, listen, I clown WWE so much, but let me tell you something. That's just outstanding, man. Over 3 mil. Psh, listen. You can't hate. I don't care how much of an AEW shield you can be. You cannot hate on that. That's just greatness. That's just greatness, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. Like, I can't hate. You know, I talk mad crap about WWE, but I cannot hate it. Oh, that's great. Now, when it's concerning everything else, Raw and everything, man, I don't even know. I listen. I actually watched Monday Night Raw this yesterday, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, we probably got a decent women's match talking about Becky and Zoe, but Cody, I mean, all he is just a theme song. That's all he is. Whoa, or as I say, no. And Seth Rollins and them, and man, the tag team division as a whole, regardless if it's the men's or women's, just makes absolutely no sense. There's no direction, nothing. Absolutely nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's like, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating to say because you want both shows to be great. But Raw ain't never going to be great if they stay at this 3 hours bull jive. This 3-hour crap is terrible. Terrible decision. Vince and them should have never went there. I know they was doing it because it was like a special time when it would be like a anniversary Raw, so they would automatically do 3 hours, but the network said, no, we got to keep it at 3. So it's almost like they just be coming up with bull jive just to be coming up with bull jive. And as I coined Monday Night Raw, this is the official name of what Monday Night Raw stands for. It stands for rematches always weekly. That's rematches always weekly, because that's all you get. You don't get no story progression, no nothing. They can try. They try. I got to give them props. They're trying with this Judgment Day stuff, but you keep putting them in situations where the people who they're going against can't lose either. So why are you going to hinder somebody else by trying to make somebody else look good? It's stupid. I'm like, I hate it. How many times I get on Tony Khan case when he had champions get pinned, and then we come over to WWE land where they do it 24/7 like it's nothing. I'm like, Sami Zayn had no business getting pinned last night. None. But I know people say, well, Judgment Day been looking like chumps. I know they have, but guess whose fault that is? It's the circus clowns who booked the show. And I said clowns because there's a certain part of the IWC that continues to only blame one man. They keep blaming the head honcho. They keep saying, oh, it's Vince McMahon. It's Vince McMahon. I said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, Vince McMahon is back, but you got to remember, who is the COO? Oh, that's right. It's Triple H. So he has to take a full hit at the blame as well. You can't just throw Vince McMahon under the bus. We got to go after Triple H. See, a lot of these fools don't want to hold Triple H accountable. They don't. They refuse. They say, oh, it's Vince. Vince. No, it ain't just Vince, ladies and gentlemen. It's both of they behinds. It's Bruce, it's Vince, it's H, all of them. So when they keep putting on buffoonery bull jive that they keep doing, I'm like, what the heck are we looking at? We're just looking at stupidity. That's it. That's all. I really don't really have anything. I know they did the graduation for Maxine Dupree with Shoes Please, but guess what? We getting the same matchup all over again. It's gonna be Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders for the 18th millionth time. It's the same matches, rematches. And then guess what? We got Bro versus Gunther again. I'm trying to tell you right now. Now I seen my main man go in on this situation. I know he said he getting tired of the dude because he said the dude has no character. You know what, man? In cases, he's right. King Mike actually has a point. But I'm going to be like this. I'm going to tell you the truth. Yes, the dude can wrestle. He's a great wrestler. But you know what, man? Listen, I don't want him getting pinned until he has to lose that championship. And I feel like Vince and them might mess around and have Bro beat him next week on some real dumb stuff. It's stupid. I'm like this. Yeah, I agree. It really is time to end that reign. But you know what? I think they want him to go past Honky Tonk. Once he get past Honky Tonk, then they'll get, somebody take it off of him. But here's the deal, y'all. We got to go past September. We got to go past September 5th. If he makes it past September 5th, he's going to pass Honky Tonk. So we got, literally 3 months before he can officially drop that thing. But it is what it is on that situation. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I remember from that show? Nothing. I absolutely nothing. It's like the girls had a tag team match, and Chelsea Green and them and Sonya Deville, but they pretty much turned Kaden Carter and Casey, the other young lady, into enhancement talent. That's what they are. They become enhancement talent. I'll say it's a freaking joke. And then we got Raquel running into Rhea as if she doesn't have a championship herself. So guess what it's going to do? Once they have that matchup, guess what? Raquel going to look like a bigger joke. I'm telling you. I'm like, you can't build somebody else up. I'm like, Raquel is preoccupied in the tag team division. Until she loses that thing, she shouldn't be nowhere near Rhea. But this is WWE booking 1-on-1, ladies and gentlemen. Just foolishly. Cody coming out there talking about, I'm basically beefing with Brock for absolutely no reason. Correct. No reason. All Brock is a bully. That's it. And that's basically what they going based off of. The fact that Cody admitted that they beefing for nothing. I'm like, and this is supposed to get Cody over? Y'all fools are crazy as a Betsy bug, man. I'm telling y'all, man, it's a joke. It's a sad joke. It's a sad joke that the bloodline is the one thing that's carrying this entire company. And then LA Knight being buried on 9 television, getting over like a mug, but they refuse to push him. It's silly, ladies and gentlemen. It's goofy. I really don't have anything else I have to say about Raw. Because like I said, you know how Raw is. But, and the Logan Paul and Ricochet promo. Now, I've seen mixed reviews about this. I think Ricochet carried the whole deal. I didn't want to have him do that clown flip. That was the same as that flip he did when he was beefing with Velveteen Dream. But I thought that when it came to conversating with one another, I thought Ricochet actually did a better job than Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul pretty much did say that the only reason you want to fight me is because you want to go viral. Technically, that is true. He's right. But when it came to verbally going back and forth, it felt like Ricochet had the upper hand. So obviously, we getting the matchup. We getting that matchup. It's gonna be Logan Paul versus Ricochet at Summer Joe, and I already got Logan Paul going over. He's gonna beat him. More than likely, they might mess around and steal the show. They might. Listen, I can't stand Logan Paul, but I don't disrespect the fact that he's a good wrestler. He really is. I got to give him props. He's a good wrestler. But yeah, outside of that, man, Raw is just on TV just to be on TV. So now I got to talk about it because this thing was huge. It was huge. It started Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, all day Sunday, and then it went all day Monday, and it got the whole IWC split in half. What am I talking about? Okay, for people who are not familiar, Jim Cornette, formerly big name wrestler promoter. He had the Memphis Southwest stuff. Then he got to the E. Then he went to WCW. Then he did the ECW. Well-known wrestler promoter. But got caught up a couple of years ago. He was working for NWA. And he hopped on and he was on commentary. And I think he was talking about Trevor Murdoch. And he said something about that man being, what did he say? He said, faster than an Ethiopian eating a bucket of fried chicken. Now, shout out to my main man, Cam Seahawk. He was the one that had called him because he was watching the stream on YouTube. And he was like, wait a minute, what this fool just say? Now remember, this show is taped, so they put it on. It was tape delayed, so they put it on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. So obviously they reviewed the whole thing and they put it out there, and then they act like they were shocked that he didn't say that buffoonish bull jive. So let's talk about it. Jim Cornette is known, quote unquote, for being misogynist, a narcissistic, a white supremacist. People even want to try to call him a homophobe and all that stuff. So he has his podcast, and his podcast pretty much, I'm gonna say what it is, it triggers a whole bunch of AEW heads because he takes plenty of shots at the main EVPs on that show. Who are the EVPs? That's the Elite. That's Kenny. That's the Young Bucks. I don't really hear too much about what he said about Heyman, but if this the Elite, they all in that same group. So he always goes in on what AEW ain't doing and this and they ain't doing that and all this stuff. So it triggers a lot of AEW heads. A lot of AEW fans don't like what he has to say. Now, I told you I don't really wrestle with him because, like I said, he said that white supremacy bull jive. And he actually, there's a video of him saying the N-word like crazy. For people who are really not really up to par on how Jim Cornette, or as I call him, corny, get down, there's multiple videos where he was saying the N-word. That's why I really don't know how the late New Jack was tight with him. I know New Jack put him on and everything, but I'm like, dude is a white supremacist. Yeah, he might be liberal like a mud, but he's a white supremacist. That's why I don't get down with him. Now, I know other cats, they might listen in, they like what he has to say because they say that he don't really get down like that. He just want to see the business do better, and he wants to, quote unquote, help out AEW and all that stuff. I said, look, you can help him out, but you ain't got to be all just hating on him and causing toxicity. So what happened was, he was going in, and then his partner, I think his name is Brian the Great, he was going in, and then Matt Hardy came out of nowhere defending his guys. He was defending the Elite. So this thing went on, and so it got ugly. They started insulting one another, and then they started talking about cats only work there for a check, and that he's washed up, talk about Matt Hardy, and truthfully he is. Let's call it what it is. Matt ain't the same Matt from back in the day, but he was defending the Elite. So this thing was going on and on and on and on and on. And so I ain't really say too much about it, but I seen so many people in the IWC basically taking sides. So you got a lot of people who really, let's just say it, they're not too big on AEW. They like AEW, but they really not too big. So more than likely, they're going to take the side of Jim Cornette. Then you got the AEW hardcore heads. They're going to come to the defense of the Elite and Matt Hardy. So this thing was just going back and forth, and it got everybody to talk about it. I mean, you got everybody who's in the know has something to say about the situation. Like I say, when it comes to me, listen, Jim Cornette, regardless of how I feel about him, dude know what it takes to run a promotion. He does. But him and his brand and all of that, they are very toxic. Let's call it for what it is. They are very toxic. Very toxic. So you know the type of energy that you bring is going to be met with that same kind of energy. Now, Matt and all of them, let me tell you something. He could have just let Jim Cornette say what he had to say about the Elite, because that's what they do. They going to talk bull jive about the Elite all day long. But let me tell you something. This is the one side of AEW when it's concerning AEW. That's Tony Khan and the wrestlers themselves. If fools are talking bull jive about you, you ain't got to run back to them and go back and forth with all of them. What you do, you just go in that ring and you prove all of them clowns wrong. You let them talk all the hate, because let me tell you something, just let them live rent-free in your head. That's what you do. Kudos to LeBron James. I know there's a lot of fools that hate that guy, but let me tell you something. One of the major reasons why he get over on most of his haters, including one of the biggest white supremacists we know, Skip Bayless, is because he never responds to him. You see, Skip Bayless really be wanting LeBron to go off on him, but he never does. And see, that's what I like about LeBron. Even though LeBron is a clown, because LeBron do be doing some real bull jive foolishness. But I'm telling y'all, man, let the haters hate. Let them hate. Let them do what they got to do. If they want to stir up toxicity, let them do what they got to do. What you do, you prove them fools wrong on the court, or you prove them fools wrong in the ring. That's what you do. You prove they behinds wrong in the ring. You go in that ring and you showcase why what they need to talk about is something else. Otherwise, sitting up there just being disrespectful. Because I've heard that they said there's some clips of him where he actually gives AEW props. I'm talking about Jim Cornette now. But let me tell you something. I wouldn't even, like, if I'm an AEW fan, I'm not even finna even listen to a single thing he has to say, period. Because why the heck would I want to focus? See, this is the one thing where AEW and AEW fans need to just chill at. Why the heck are you focusing in on the negativity of what he has to say? Don't focus on it. Heck, don't even listen to it. If it triggers you that much, don't even waste your time. Me, I don't waste my time because I don't even, first of all, I know Jim Cornette's a white supremacist, so why the heck am I going to listen to a white supremacist like that? I'm not. I don't get down like that, so I don't move like that. I'm like, that's kind of stupid. I'm like, if you know this is how somebody move, you know this is how they get down, right? Why the heck are you gonna go mess with them when you know this how they get down? When you know this the energy that they bring a satanic, demonic, white supremacist energy like that. Why you gonna go mess with a fool like that? I don't get it. But that's what they trigger them. They get triggered so easily. I see the stuff. I don't respond because I'm like, I don't really have time to be going back and forth with clowns like that. I just don't. I don't. I tell y'all all the time, when I critique wrestling, I critique it based on what I'm seeing. I'm not coming on here to be disrespectful or hate on anybody or anything like that. I'm coming on here telling you, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. But I'm not finna hate on the said wrestler, even if I don't agree with how they move. Because, see, I think a lot of people, one of the major reasons why they hate on the elite is because they hate how they move. And if you know what I mean when I say they hate how they move, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I ain't got to go into details because we all know. Everybody know how they move. But I'm telling you how Jim Cornette moves. I've seen too much stuff come out on him. Video after video after video where he showcases, yeah, he might be a quote-unquote liberal, but he's still a white supremacist. Got video footage of him saying the N-word like it ain't nobody's business. Then that foolishness he said at the NWA show. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm not finna waste my time listening to a circus clown like that. I'm like, no. But that's what AEW hardcores do. They like to listen to foolishness like that. Why? Why are you gonna listen to a circus clown like that that's gonna trigger you? Because that's his game. And then his guy, the Brian guy, gonna put a picture up of a green troll toy. So they let you know. They let you know off the jump. This is how they move. This is how they move. They're trolling. They're trolls. Why? They know what they're doing is getting a rise out of AEW fans. They know it. And that's what I don't like about the AEW side of things, especially when it comes to the fan base, because we get so triggered by these shields that be shilling out and be hating. I'm like, man, don't focus on the hate. What you do, what you need to do, you need to first and foremost figure out, okay, what problems, come on, what issues or what problems do AEW need to get better at? And see, now that goes to the ham. Now that goes to Tony Khan, because see, Tony Khan is like that. He like to go back and forth with fools. I tell that circus clown, fool, focus on getting your product better. You want to get AEW to where they doing $1 million weekly, where the Collision is close to doing $2 million. You want to get on that same status that SmackDown somehow is able to pull off. Put on better content, not 15 million wrestling matches all day long. Because see, sometimes I think it's true. I think some of them don't really like the criticism. I think they don't. And I'm talking about some of the clowns in the AEW sector. I really started to believe that. I believe that, for real. And they don't like the criticism. They don't. So they look at it as if somebody's just going in and all that stuff. I'm like, no, just get better. Just get better at putting on better content. You get better, then you gonna watch them ratings shoot up. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I just got to work. I'll talk to y'all cats later. I ain't got nothing else to really talk about. I will see y'all cats tomorrow for Dynamite. This your boy KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. I'll let you boy.